Hey, yep. I didn't want to go live. I wanted to do this video. Sometimes I get a little emotional when I be talking um to everybody and the visions. I have visions. I have visions as far as when I start having children, and that's the main thing I want to talk about today is our children, because the children is the future. If you decide to have children, you need to know everything that you do, your child will mimic you. A lot of the gurus today they talk about, oh, we're not talking to the children, we're talking to the adults. Well, guess what? I'm not a guru, but I'm talking to the adults and I'm talking to the children. I'm talking to the ones that a child and think they're an adult. You can wait, trust me. You live long enough, you will experience it. My thing is I definitely want to let everyone know if you do have grandmothers, grandfathers, maybe an older, maybe even a great grandmother that really knows some history, talk to that individual because right now we need them. Just a little bit about me. I'm a healthcare worker. I come from a large family. Back in the day, we literally, you know, we didn't believe in birth control pills. Um, I consider myself as an American Indian. Moor, first and foremost, because the Moors came over here. Literally, while the Indians were here. I do not consider myself as black, and I suggest you don't either. If you don't know, I suggest that you literally find out who you are. And again, talk to your your ancestors. If you're blessed enough to have your great grandmother, your grandmother, or some history, look back at the Europeans' history. You will find out a lot. They're not going to teach too much in these schools that we have. Mainly about what's really going on out here. We need to understand that your life, pretty much your life, is what matters. Excuse me for a minute here. Just have to get something done. Okay, so what I really want to emphasize on is, and I do apologize for this little mishap, but we'll be okay. Uh yeah, go talk to your ancestors. You need to know. I talked to mine. Um Again, I said I did have 3 kids. That's 3 adult children, and I have 4 granddaughters. So just being in the category of just being grand was enough for me to start opening my mind up because I did outlive my mother. I lost my mother at 42, and please don't feel sorry for me because guess what? Ultimately, that's a part of life is dying. But where do we go? That's the question. And I suggest, and I would appreciate if you like, share, and subscribe. Please leave comments. I'm not the type of person to think that I can't learn. I learn from my grandbabies, I learn from my children, and just life experiences. So for an adult to be my age or older adult to sit and say that they're not going to listen to anyone, there's nothing no one could tell them, I truly and really feel sorry and apologetic for your behavior because life is a learning experience. We live and we learn. I do know I'm on another mission as well. So if anyone wants to come along and help, and through this journey of getting stronger, knowing what's going on as far as this quote unquote pandemic, um, they're really trying to destroy us and kill us because we are the gods. I want to reiterate that as well. I have done so many religions. Uh, I brought my children uh, into different religions over the years. Really not bad to where they really got off track thinking that um, somebody from the sky was going to come and save us, where it's been all these years and we're still going through the same thing. So literally you got to wake up and just say one day, you know, you do it. You do everything. The job you work it. Um the relationship you're in, you're generally dealing with it. You. And that's the operative word here. You. Just like me. Because if I point a finger, I got three pointing back to me. So I never be judgmental to no one. That's ineffective. I can never judge anyone because if anybody knew me and know my story, I can't judge anyone. I'm here. I live in Detroit. Been here for quite a few years. I've moved and came back probably about let's say 11 years ago. I've been here 11 years now. For my grandchildren and my children, because the love that I have for them. Children need love. They don't need fancy stuff and all this expensive stuff, which I never understood anyway, because why would you go out and buy children expensive clothes and they grow right out of them? And not only that, that's kind of at the bottom of the list, because first and foremost, why are you teaching them to be materialistic when it's more in life than just material things? Because you can always have those, but what's the priority, especially when it comes to your children? Because I was in a generation to where, if you had clean clothes, a roof over your head, and some food in your stomach, you was happy. But now society made it to where we have to really believe that we need all these material things to feel good and look good for other people or for yourself. Regardless, what's more important? What's more important is our spirit, is our soul, is it the love that we have for each other? Because once you have love, everything else falls into place. And I mean love for yourself. A lot of us don't even love ourselves. I had to learn. I had to learn myself. And it took a while because I had children when I was my first child at 19. And I went right into being a child to being a parent, and a single parent at that. And another thing, if I got some young girls on here that's listening that probably have the same history that I have as far as getting through things, trying to figure out, are you gonna make it, or you be in a situation where you're just so overwhelmed that you think that you're not gonna make it. Hi. I made it. So don't think just because you're going through something that you won't make it. I don't care how bad it feels. Trust me. When you have an individual that genuinely cares about you and that's trying to talk to you, young people, old people, whoever watches this video, you'll be fine. But you have to tell yourself that. If you sit and know that you have a problem and you're dwelling in that problem, you have to understand the term through. I'm going through something. I'm not going to stay there. And if you do, that's your decision. Because see, that's the ultimate thing that the universe gives us is decisions. Decisions. We also have something that's called an intuition. That's that spirit. That's the spirit. And when you have that intuition, mainly women, because our men was westernized with these wars that they made up that was so serious, and all they were doing were colonizing. That's why they're able to do this all over the world with this. So I don't even want to say it. Everything that's been going on in 2020 and 22, and they know 2020 was all about vision. 2020 vision. Let's open our eyes up and see what's really going on. Because I'm going to tell you, basically, if you get the vaccination, you're going to feel a change. You're going to see a change. They hoping that it'll be something like this new movie that they just came out with called Songbird. Or look at a couple more other movies that they wish things were like. And how, that they really want to have mind control over us. Yes, I was on welfare. We're just going to go there. Because I'm going to go there for a minute. Yes, I was. But as a young girl, back in the 80s, in the late 80s and the early 90s, I began to realize, now, why do they do this for people? And do I want these people in my business for the rest of my life? So I thank the universe that I didn't get too comfortable with it. I use it as a tool to pretty much, get through what I was getting through. Being a single parent, not having really anyone to raise me per se, the nurturing and things like of that nature, which again, I learned to love myself and I learned a lot of things. And just to be clear here, it was inside of me. I had a vision. I didn't want to be on welfare for the rest of my life. Yeah, I was on Section 8 a couple of times. Because I did have an individual tell me, well, why don't you try to get on Section 8? So guess what I did? And see, back in them days, we didn't have Facebook, Instagram. We didn't have an internet. So I had to literally get in my little car, my little Cavalier, and drive around to different cities and go to these facilities to sign up. I didn't want to burden my parent. Because at this point, my mother had passed. So all I had was the dad, and he had a whole nother family. And that's another thing. You men out here with these children, you think about everything but them. But you want to sit up and talk about your generation and what your father did to you. Well, guess what? Some of you guys are doing the same thing. And women, young ladies, women out here just screwing. You letting all them spirits up in you and you don't even realize why you acting a certain way. And that's the reason. It's spiritual, y'all. This is spiritual. It's your environment. My children didn't understand when I used to tell them, it's your environment. If you hang out with those type of people, you're going to be wondering why you're doing the same thing that they're doing. Or let's use another scenario. Let's use, has anyone ever told you birds of a feather flock together? That's a little cliche. It rubs off on you. I know firsthand. We'll talk about it one day. That's another video. Find someone that loves you and you love them. And you don't think outside your circle, not box, circle. What we need to do is get out this damn box that they put us in. Let's have faith and hope. No, let's have a vision. Let's have a dream and work to it. See, because nowadays it's sad to say we have all these distractions. And number one, because I got to get this off my chest, yes. But I'm going to be very, very respectful. Sometimes I might not be. Get your children, cover their ears up. Or I'm quite sure some of us, kids already know how to cuss. Especially if mom and dad do it. And if you have your child with the phone in their hands all the time and there no parental direction, instruction, they're cussing and probably having sex. Probably having sex. Probably having sex. Another thing. Very important. Very, very important. And I'm just reading it myself. So I never sit up here and try to say, oh, well, yeah, Fatima know everything. And, I'm learning. And it's called Vision Studios because guess what? I want individuals to please comment, like, subscribe, talk to me. I will answer the comments, respond. Because I plan to do more videos. We need to talk. I don't know. At first I had it, let's talk with Cheryl. And I said vision, because I got visions. A lot of the individuals that I talk to do not think that this doesn't mean anything. It would not be around. And I literally heard from a lawyer. I have to get the permission of these individuals to ask them, can I use their names? The importance. They taught us in school, but they didn't go into it. It probably just was one subject, maybe 1 week. It's not going to stick with us. Why? Because we going through things. We don't think that it applies to us. No, but it applies to other individuals that we deal with every day on a daily basis. And it adds. It's piece of the puzzle. We all have a piece of the puzzle. But first and foremost, I want you to know it's spiritual. And you do have a choice. You do have a choice in your life. And it's just so sad that we got all these individuals that can really do so much for our youth. And they don't. The music that I hear nowadays is just ridiculous. This is only really just to let you know that if you feel like I feel, you're not by yourself. I mean, it goes from now, generation after me, my children. You have those feel like that they're just obligated. We're just obligated. We're obligated because we're the parents. But what they don't understand is they don't have the concept that guess what? We didn't ask to be here either. Especially when you're going through some things. Everybody, mom and dad get blamed for everything. We have to make better decisions. I know that. In life, while we're here, if you don't see your child every other day, you should be having them at least 2 weeks out the month. Give mom a break. Give dad a break. You can't say, oh, well, it's just single moms out here. No, because it's single dads out here. And I see a lot of dudes upset because the mom wants to keep the child away from them because he's moved on, and then vice versa. You know, she has another man, so I'm not going to deal with her other children. Or whatever the situation might be. But guess what? You need to grow up. And I'm talking to the males and the females, the moms and the dads. Anybody can have children. And just be real. If you don't want children, stop doing the things that it takes to have children. And if you do, protect yourself. Go get snipped. Go get, I hate to say it, but I'm just keeping it real. Keeping it real. And I got a phone call. It's my son. I'm going to take that. I love y'all. Have a good, wonderful day.